Hi guys, welcome to Unbox Anything, and today we'll be looking at the iPhone 7 Plus Red versus the Samsung 6S Edge Plus. So we'll start off by obviously looking at the phones themselves. So that's your 6S Edge Plus, and that's your iPhone 7 Plus, okay? And yeah, from here we can see this one's obviously in red, and this one's in this was meant to be gold. Now the gold doesn't look really goldy, does it? No. That's the thing with the Samsungs. They always say colors, like they'll say it's a gold phone, but then when you get it, it's not really gold. That's the problem. So I just wanted to point that out. This is supposed to be gold, but it doesn't look really goldy, does it? It looks more like a grey. But yeah, this was released in March this year, 2017, and then this was released in August 2015. So there's 2 years difference, but let's see if the Samsung can actually, you know, keep up with the iPhone 7 Plus that came out this year. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about the buttons. So both phones have the fingerprint thing. So this one has a fingerprint, this one also has a fingerprint. You've got the front camera there on the iPhone, you've got the there, you've got a speaker there, and you've got your charger there, you've got your charger there. The difference with the iPhone 7 Plus is that you haven't got the jack. On this I'll prefer the Samsung, because sometimes with the iPhone 7 especially, a lot of people have had issues. I've had an issue as well where I've lost my adapter. You know, they come with an adapter. I've had people that complain about having to buy different type of headphones that will be able to go in here and also charge at the same time, like an adapter or something like that, which makes life quite hard. Whereas with the Samsung, you know, you get your ear jack there, and then you've got your charging port there, which is fair. So on this, the Samsung Edge wins. The other thing I would like to talk about are the speakers. So with the iPhone, you've got a speaker there, you've got another one there. With the 6S Edge Plus, you've got just one there and that one. So with the terms of music, if you want to listen to really good music, I would say the iPhone 7 Plus beats the 6S Edge Plus. That's quite it's got really nice music. The stereo, they made the stereo better, so when you turn your screen like this, that speaker goes on, and then it sounds a lot better than the 6S Plus, that's the 6S Edge Plus, which is fair because it's a 2 years gap between these two phones, so obviously the iPhone's gonna be a lot better. Now let's take a look at the back cameras. I'll obviously do a test where I take pictures to have a look. The iPhone 7 Plus comes with two cameras. One is for all the portrait stuff where you take really good pictures, and obviously on the 6S Edge Plus you've only got one camera and you've got your flash there. So with the camera, I'll obviously give this iPhone 7. I'll obviously take pictures later and show them to give you a look how they look like. So go ahead and turn the phone on now. See which one. I'll just turn them on at the same time. We'll see which one goes on first. Okay, here we go. So I suppose the iPhone 7 is probably gonna win, but yeah, let's see how this goes. There we go, the iPhone's already on. Just have to put the pin and everything. Samsung still taking its time. So that's only fair. To be fair, yeah, it's got a 2 years gap between, so probably why it's slower. So starting up, the iPhone wins that as well. So just cut down the brightness a bit down. So here we are with both phones on. So just measure them, see which one's tall. They are quite the same size. I mean, yeah, seriously, they are the same size, and you get the same screen size, so that's fair. They both get that point. Well, the Edge obviously bends out a bit more. The other thing that the Edge beats the iPhone over is that, you know, that it comes out in the side, the Tasks Edge that comes out, and then you can be able to load your apps from here, other than going into there, other than opening them here and taking edges. You can just pull that out. Sorry, just a second. You can just pull that out, and there we go. That's it. And then you can just open your apps a bit easier and faster than just having to go all the way to apps and then opening them and stuff. Whereas the iPhone obviously doesn't have that. So to access your apps a bit faster, it's a lot easier on the 6S Edge Plus. So we'll check the brightness, which one's brighter. You know, phones are all about being bright, so let's see which one's brighter. To be fair, in brightness nowadays all phones are nearly just as bright as each other. I know you probably don't see anything, but you can tell that they're both quite bright. And I would say that the 6S Edge Plus is really bright, and that's what I first liked about the phone when I first got it, because before that, you know, the Samsung phones were always dull, like you had that dull color about them, but then they brought the 6S Edge and the brightness is just too high. It's just as bright as the iPhone, and that's great. So on brightness they both get the same point. Okay, so now we're just gonna run a test where we open the same apps on each phone and see how fast they go. Okay, let's try to open WhatsApp and see. Of course the iPhone bit that, you know, you always get the dragging with the Samsung 6 Edge. I'm not gonna lie, they are quite slow. Most times you'll open an app and it'll take a few, like 10 seconds to open, whereas with the iPhone 7 obviously it will be a lot quicker. So the iPhone gets the point there. We'll just try to open another app, see how that goes. So we'll open YouTube at the same time. Here we go. Once again the iPhone bits it and opens faster than the normal one, which is great. So the iPhone's quite fast, I'm not gonna lie. So if you want to be able to open your apps faster, I bet the iPhone will win that. So I like to do a sound check, but because of all the copyright with music and stuff, I don't have any music saved, so I guess I'll have to just start another time. But yeah, in general, both phones are great. I mean, the 6S Edge Plus is a great phone for a phone that's 2 years gap between the iPhone 7 Plus. So I would give it a point, especially with the screen. I mean, look at the screen. They look like they came out the same year, don't they? Which is great. That's something that I loved about the 6S Edge Plus. And also the batteries, obviously the iPhone beats the battery style, because I can stay with this bad boy for a whole day texting and stuff, watching videos, and God, the iPhone when it comes to batteries just kills it. And then when you get, obviously you get your 6S Edge Plus, and the battery is terrible. I'm not gonna lie to you, you know, it's something that obviously Samsung has to improve. I'm sure they've improved it in the S8. The similarities that they both have, obviously they both have the nano SIM, so just tap there, the SIM comes out. Same with the 6S Edge Plus. Yeah, that one,
it's at the top, so you just tap inside there, the SIM comes out. So that's a similarity that they both share, so now you don't have to open. The other thing that they both have is that the 6 Edge Plus as well, you don't have to open the back.
So it's all covered up just like the iPhone, which is great. Because I just don't know, I just hate it when you have like to open the phone and then take the battery out and then you have to put the SIM. It was just too much hassle. So I'm glad that the Samsung actually made a phone and they fixed that, which is great. So yeah, in general, I would say, if I was being honest, the iPhone 7 is obviously a better phone, and the 6S Edge is a better phone for its time as well. It's a better phone. So I suppose if I was comparing the 6.8 to the iPhone, that would be a tight competition. Maybe the 6.8 will probably win, because this also is a tight competition, because this is a great phone itself. And that's it from today's competition. But yeah, so the iPhone wins. On top of everything, you know, it's got 2 speakers. Just a quick reminder of why it won. It's got 2 speakers, 2 cameras here. Alright, 1 second. I did promise I was going to show you the camera. Here we go. We're gonna check these cameras. So we'll start with the iPhone 7 Plus, and here we go. Now come on, you can tell that's one clear picture. I mean, look at that, look at that. And you see how smooth it is when you're trying to use the camera. Like if I tap, I can turn the brightness up. Look at that, that's great, isn't it? I mean, the iPhones have really improved the camera. Soon you just have 4K cameras. Like we'll ditch all the professional cameras and just use iPhone cameras and stuff. And then let's check out the video feature. You've also got your video feature. Again, you can increase the brightness, which I love about that. Like when you increase the brightness on the iPhone, it doesn't look like it's affecting the quality at all. Whereas sometimes on the Samsung, which I'm going to show you just in a bit, when you increase the brightness on them, it kind of changes no matter how new your Samsung is, which is quite terrible, because you want a phone that can just improve the brightness without you having to struggle about it, without you having to lose the quality of the video. Now that's it, and you cut it down. It's also got the focus. Now moving on, another feature that you get on here that you don't get with this one is that you get the slow motion, which we all know. and then you've got the time lapse. Basically you can record a clip for the whole day, and then the time lapse will make it look like it took a few seconds. The time lapse will speed it up. So you've got the portrait. The portrait is where you it's probably the reason why they put two cameras. This one basically just lets you take pictures that in a better way. So what it does is that if you want to take a picture of someone, let's say if you are out in the crowd, all you have to do is tap this, and then you tap on their face. Obviously there's no face here, so it doesn't detect it. So you tap this, and then you take the picture as if it's a professional portrait, like those professional portraits that are taken by professional cameras. Again, like I said, soon we'll have to ditch these cameras, professional cameras, like I'm using to record this video, and then we just have to use the iPhone. I mean, this portrait feature, I've not tried it, I'm gonna be honest, because I just haven't got into it, but I've seen a few videos of it, and if you want to see more videos about it, you can find a lot of them on YouTube. I just can't show it to you because I don't have anyone to show you. But yeah, what will happen is that you tap someone. Let's say if you're out in public, you want to take a picture of a friend or a girlfriend, just let them stand anywhere you want them to stand, tap it, it will go on their face, and then it will make the picture look as if it's in a studio. It will blur everyone out from the background, you know what I mean, and it will focus on that person you want in the picture. And then you've got your square feature as well, where you just take pictures in square. So it's a lot easier if you want to post pictures on Instagram. You just take them like this, take the picture saved, and you just have to share it on Instagram, which makes it easy. Again, the other thing that I forgot to mention about the iPhone 7 is how quick everything flows. Okay, everything flows a bit faster, whereas on your 6S Edge Plus, sometimes things drag too much. Yeah, so that's it from the camera on the iPhone 7. Now let's look at the 6S Edge Plus. Just have to turn the brightness down a bit. I mean, this phone is so bright. The 6S Edge Plus the brightness is just out of this world. That's something great that I like about it. Now let's check out the camera. That was quick. Now you can see that the camera is actually good, but not as good as the iPhone. I mean, if you remember, you see the white is a bit blurry and stuff, and the red kind of looks blurry and as if it's glowing or something. And let's try to zoom in. You see, when I try to zoom in, it's not as slick. And when I say slick, I mean it's not moving as quick. It's not moving as quick as you want it to move when you're moving your fingers. It's dragging a bit. Yeah, but let's see in the modes you've got here. You've got the panorama, just like you do on the iPhone. You've got your slow motion, with the same like you have on the iPhone. You've got the fast motion, which would be like a time lapse on the iPhone, which is so that you've got that as well. You've also got your selection focus, where you can focus on stuff. So if I'm being honest, with cameras, you've got a lot of options, a lot of different modes on the Samsung. They've always been able to provide you with more modes when you're using camera, which is great. Whereas on the iPhone, they're quite limited compared to a phone that came out this year, compared to this one that came out 2 years ago. So I suppose the S8 obviously has a lot more features with cameras and stuff, which is great. So in terms of camera modes and stuff, the Samsung 6S Plus, I would say, wins. But when it comes to the camera itself, iPhone obviously has a better camera. Yeah, so that was it from today's video, and thank you for watching. Take care. Bye bye.